Hi everyone, welcome. This is Stephanie again here with my third part of my heat building series. So today we're going to be focusing on hips, so both the hip flexors, psoas area of the inside of the hip, and then outer glute that encompasses the outside of the hip. So we're going to be doing a lot of binds, a lot of standing poses, a lot of hip openers, but as always, feel free to just act like we're together in person. Take this like it's your own practice. I'm just here as a guide, so really do whatever feels great in your body. And if there's any poses that don't feel accessible, just take the level right below what you think you can't do. So slowly start to build up that strength, build up that flexibility, build up that kind of courage in the mind in order to challenge yourself a little bit today. And then as always, if you don't need to challenge yourself, you don't have to do any of that. You can always just rest in child's pose. So with that said, we'll go ahead and get started on our backs. And you can start just with your legs extended long, arms extended at your side for a centering before we begin today. And without doing anything else, just simply notice the body. Notice how it feels once you're lying flat on the mat, whether it's the morning for you, whether it's the middle of the day, whether it's the evening. Just become a little bit more aware, a little more mindful of how you feel in this moment. You can do that by taking a scan of the body, beginning with the top of the head and working your way down towards your feet. And simply notice any sensations that arise without judgment, without letting the mind wander too much into that sensation. Just simply observe it and keep moving through the rest of your scan. And once you're done, bring your awareness back to your breath. And today's breath exercise that we'll be working towards is a 3-part breathing breath or yogic breath. So first, bring your palms onto your belly. Take an inhale, allow your belly to expand as your diaphragm lowers when you inhale. And exhale out. 2 more times, inhale, let your belly expand. And exhale out. 1 more time, allow your belly to expand. And exhale out. From here, bring your fingertips up to your rib cage. Take an inhale, allow your rib cage to expand in all directions as possible. Exhale out. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. And 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Then from here, bring your fingertips right below your collarbones. And then take an inhale until the air comes all the way up into the upper chest so that your fingertips start to lift as the chest rises. And exhale out. 1 more breath in. And exhale out. And I meant 1 more here, 1 more breath in. And exhale out. And then from here, rest 1 palm on your belly and 1 palm on the center of your chest. We're going to try to bring all of that together 1 time. So you're going to breathe in, feel your belly expand, then your rib cage expand into its all directions, and then up to the collarbone, your chest will rise. So first, take a natural breath in and a natural breath out. And then we'll take 1 complete 3-part breath. Inhale, let your belly rise. Let your rib cage expand in all directions. And then let everything move up to the chest. And exhale out. Beautiful. Come back to your natural breath. And then we'll continue with movement and we'll come back to that breath when we're ready. So if your eyes are closed, start to blink your eyes open And then from here, keep your left leg extended long on the mat and start to bring your right knee up into your chest and then bring your right knee around the right rib cage. So you're just pulling your knee in towards your right armpit, opening up the right hip a little bit, and then also stretching that left hip flexor. Then on your next breath, extend your right leg all the way up towards the ceiling. For this variation today, bring your palms down at your side. So we're not going to hold our leg. We're going to work on activating our right leg as we're lengthening the back of the leg. So inhale to pull your pull your leg a little bit closer to you, enough so that you feel it starting to shake. So it should be shaking a little bit here. You should be working. Take another breath in and out. Same concept, slowly pull your right leg out towards the right side. And without holding the leg, you should let your inner thigh muscles, your adductors begin to work, keeping that left hip flexor glued to the mat. Take one more breath in and out. And then inhale, slowly bring your leg back up through center and then very, very gently over to the left diagonal. So the leg isn't going to go too far. You're keeping it right at that 45-degree angle, enough so that you feel a stretch on the outside of your right leg. Take one more breath in and out. And then inhale, bring your leg back to center, pull your leg slightly closer towards you one more time, and then exhale, slowly lower your right leg down. And here you can even notice the difference already from the legs. So let's even them out. Inhale, pull your left knee in towards your chest and then around the left rib cage towards your armpit. So stretching the left hip open and stretching the right hip flexor. And then on your next breath, extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. Again, palms can rest down at your sides. Really reach the left foot up towards the ceiling, and the left heel is drawing up towards the ceiling. The toes are flexing and reaching towards you. And then engage the left quad so that you can pull the leg in closer towards you so you can start to feel that shaking if you haven't already. Take one more breath in and out. And on your next inhale, start to open the leg out to the left and hem out. So the leg is just hovering, you're working your inner adductors. You're keeping that right hip flexor glued to the mat. Take one more breath in and out. Inhale, bring your leg back through center, and then gently cross the leg over to that 45-degree angle, just enough so that you're stretching the outer left leg. And then slowly come back to center, pull the left leg in towards you one more time, and then exhale, slowly lower the left leg down to the mat, and hopefully they feel even now. Take a long body stretch. Inhale, reach your fingertips over your head, point your toes. And then exhale, bring your knees into your chest. From here, reach your hands behind your hamstrings. Cross your ankles and take a couple rocks up and down the spine. As many as is comfortable. If this isn't comfortable on your back, you can just meet us in a tabletop where we will all be going. So using enough momentum so that you can swing yourself around. Going to a tabletop, shoulders will come over your wrists and hips will come over your knees. And then on an inhale, begin to lower your belly, pull your chest forward for cow pose. Actively pull the wrists back and the knees forward. Exhale, round your spine, chin into chest, press the ground away from you. Allow the shoulder blades, the scapula to move away from each other as the navel draws up and in. Inhale, lower your belly, pull your chest forward, stretch the front side of the belly. And exhale, round the spine, chin into chest, press the ground away from you. One more each side. Inhale, lower your belly, pull your chest forward. And then exhale, round your spine, chin into chest. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine, and then walk your palms slightly forward so that they're in front of your shoulders. This will help us and set us up for our down dog. And then tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. For this first one of the day, I'm guessing, just slowly bend one knee and bend the other. Just pedal out the feet. Be mindful of what's going on in the backs of the legs today. They're a little tighter than normal, or they're okay. Just become aware of that.
And then from here, bring your legs back to stillness. Bend your knees slightly, reach your hips up towards the ceiling, so really lengthening that spine. And then try to keep the hips there as you slowly straighten your legs, reaching your heels towards the ground so they don't have to touch. Bring your gaze forward, continue pressing the ground away from you. Take a slight bend in the elbows, wrap your arms inwards like you're squeezing something between your arms, and then continue to press the ground away from you. Perfect. Take another breath in here. And out. And on your next inhale, gaze forward. Slowly walk your feet to your palms at the top of your mat. Keep your feet hips width distance apart. And for this first one, we're just gonna let it be more restorative. So bend your knees, let your chest rest on the tops of your thighs. Grab for opposite elbows, and then option to stay right here, or you can sway side to side. Option to just stay with this motion, or rock your head or shake your head side to side to release the neck. And then from here, bring your fingertips back down to the mat. Start to toe heel your feet in together so that your toe mounds are touching and you have a little bit of space between your heels. On an inhale, come to a halfway lift, palms come to your shins. Pull your shoulder blades back in space and try to lift your chest a little higher so you're engaging your back muscles of the body. Navel draws in, and take one more inhale. And then exhale, fold over your legs. With the flat back, squeezing the inner thighs together, come all the way to standing, arms reach up overhead, palms together at the top for Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, bring your palms to heart center, pause in mountain pose. Look down at your feet, make sure your toe mounds are touching, engage your quads so that your kneecaps are lifting up. Draw the tailbone slightly down, navel will draw in and up, shoulders down the back, and head will move back in space. So just finding that tall stance for the day. Take one more full breath in here. And out. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead one more time. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. From here, toe heel your feet out. So toes are gonna come off the mat, heels are gonna come off. Start to bend your hips down, bend at your knees, coming to Vinyasa squat. So once you're there, palms can come together at heart center, thumbs towards the center of your chest. And instead of sitting as low as you can you lift up 1 inch so that you're engaging as you're lengthening? So that's gonna be our goal of this class, especially as it should be most classes, of strengthening while we lengthen our muscles. Press the knees out with the elbows in with the knees, and then find a long spine in your Malasana. Take another breath in here, and a breath out. And then from here, bring your palms back down, lift your hips, and start to toe heel your feet back in together. Toe mounds touching. Inhale, halfway lift, palms come to shins. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step your feet back to plank pose. Pause here in plank, just starting to build even more heat. So first, bring your awareness to your palms, press the ground away from you, allow the shoulder blades to move apart, and there's a slight rounding component in the upper back. Navel draws in and up, quads engage, and I'm talking so that the time for you can pass a little bit more as we continue to build heat here. So just try to hold it here, 5 more breaths. Option to always bring your knees down in half plank if you need to. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. And 1 more inhale. On an exhale, option to bring your knees down as you slowly lower all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes. And then from here, walk your palms back by your ribcage. Pull your elbows in towards each other. And inhale, lift your chest. Low cobra, little to no weight in the palms. You're actively thinking of lifting your chest as you're rooting your hips down. Take another breath in. And exhale, let your forehead come down. 1 more time, inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, fold. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take 1 breath in here. And 1 breath out. Inhale, reach your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Keep your right leg straight first, and then stack your right hip so it's over your left. And then from here, still keep your right leg straight. Lift your right leg a little bit higher until you feel your outer right glute working. And then with that right shoulder, try to pull it down. So we're doing a lot of things here. So just do the best you can. From here, bend your right knee. So you're still lifting it higher so you can engage the right glute. And then flex your lifted foot. And then pull that right foot over to the left like you're trying to kick something away from you. So we're engaging that glute even more. Take one more breath in. My hands are just slipping. And then on an exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow as you shift forward into a plank variation. Inhale, just reach your right leg up. Exhale, 2 more. Right knee, right elbow. Inhale, reach your leg up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, and pause. And then step your right foot on the outside of your right palm. So coming to a wide lizard lunge. First here, you can actually come onto your fingertips. So let yourself come onto your fingertips. It'll help you lengthen your spine. And then inhale, pull your chest forward. Let your shoulder blades move down the back. Option to bring your back knee down. But right here, we're just working to get into that left glute. So the more your spine lengthens, the more stretch you should feel in that left glute. Take a breath in here and a breath out. One more inhale. On an exhale, you're just going to lift your hips and straighten both legs for a pyramid variation. So you can keep that back foot exactly where it is. And then lengthen the front leg any amount. Your palms are going to stay inside your right foot. And then inhale, we'll bend back into that, what is it called? Your lizard variation. And then exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, bend. And exhale, pyramid. This time we're going to hold this pyramid variation. So just, again, become aware of the body. Notice how it feels in this moment. In this pose, try to pull your left hip forward and your right hip back. And then on your next inhale, take a slight bend in your right knee. Toe heel your right foot back into center so it's now in between your palms. Curl your fingertips a little bit forward in front of you. Start to shift your weight onto your right leg. Lift your left leg off the mat. Coming to a standing split. So for standing split, you can allow your chest to come as close to the right leg as it can, but really activate through the back leg. So continue engaging that left glute, engaging the left hamstring so you can lift your leg a little bit higher. Head can fall heavy and rest down. Take another breath in here. And then exhale, left foot meets the right, forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, palms can come to shins. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step your feet back to plank pose. Again, option to bring your knees down for half plank. From here, we're going to take 3 chaturanga push-ups. So on your next inhale, shift forward slightly over your wrists. Exhale, lower halfway chaturanga. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, lower halfway and pause, and then lower all the way to your belly. Inhale for 1 low cobra, little to no weight in your palms. Exhale, lower. Option to take another cobra or to come to up dog. Start to straighten your arms, press into the tops of your feet, shoulders pull back, hips lift, outer glutes engage. And then from here, you're going to use your core to lift your hips downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. Let your mind come back to that breath each time. Inhale, left leg will lift, 3-legged dog. Exhale, keep the left leg straight, stack the left hip over the right. So you're opening your left hip, left shoulder is staying down. And then from here, lift your left leg a tiny bit higher so you feel that outer left glute engage. And just stay there for 1 breath in and 1 breath out. From here, bend your left knee, flex your left foot, and then like you're kicking something away, slowly move the left foot over towards the right until you feel a little more engagement. And then inhale here. Exhale, bring your left knee, left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, pause. Step your left foot on the outside of your left palm, coming to that wide lizard lunge. If you can come onto your fingertips here, pull your chest forward. And lengthen that right hip flexor here. So again, the more the chest pulls forward, the more stretch into that right hip flexor. Just holding here for a couple of breaths. Always an option to bring that right knee down if you need to. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, slowly lift your hips and straighten both legs for a long pyramid variation. So that back foot can stay exactly where it is. The front knee can be bent in any amount. And you can lengthen the spine in any amount. Take an inhale here and come forward when you're ready into that lunge. Take an inhale here and then exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale one more time, bend into that left knee. And then exhale, straighten both legs. This time we're going to hold this one a little longer. And so actively think of pulling that right hip back, left hip back, right hip forward. And just noticing where the sensation comes on the side. And then inhale, you'll bend slightly into that left knee enough so that you can toe heel your left foot back into center. Crawl your fingertips forward, shift your weight onto your left leg as you lift your right hip up for standing split. So again, chest can come close to that left thigh in any amount. Right leg can lift in any amount. But as long as you're engaging and lengthening, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how high the leg goes. So engage your right glute, maybe lift just slightly higher. Take a breath in. And exhale, fold forward over your legs. Right foot will meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step your feet to plank pose. From here, we're taking the full variation. When you're ready, lower halfway chaturanga. Finish your exhale, and then inhale, upward facing dog, or any other variation. And exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. 2 more, inhale. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, gaze forward. Bottom of your exhale, bend your knees, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. With the flat back, come all the way to standing. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, palms to heart center, and then down at your sides. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step your feet to plank pose. Know you can always skip these vinyasas. Lower halfway if you're going for it. Inhale, up dog or any other variation. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, gaze forward. Bottom of your exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. With the flat back, come all the way to standing. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, pause, palms at heart center, and then down at your sides. Again, inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step your feet to plank pose. Lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. We're just building this nice pacing of our breath. If our mind wanders, we come back here in down dog. 2 more, inhale. 1 more breath. Inhale, gaze forward. Bottom of your exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale with the flat back, come all the way to standing. Exhale, palms at heart center, down at your sides. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step your feet to plank pose. Lower halfway chaturanga, finish your exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. We'll have one more round after this. If you prefer to skip it, it's a great time to rest in child's pose. So for child's pose, if you're coming, you can bring your knees down open wide, hips towards your heels. You're still in down dog. You have one more breath in and out. Inhale, gaze forward. Bottom of your exhale, bend your knees, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale with the flat back, come all the way up. Exhale, palms to heart center, and then down at your sides. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step your feet to plank pose. Lower halfway any amount. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths in here. 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. On your next inhale, gaze forward, and then walk your feet about midway up your mat. So they're meeting your palms, or your palms are walking a little towards your feet. And for this first one, keep your feet hips width distance apart, bend your knees, and then we're gonna slide our hands underneath our feet for Padahastasana. And so you're reaching your toes towards your wrist. And right here, it's just to give our wrists some love. So we do a lot in yoga on our wrist deflection. So we're just trying to help them out here. So you can shift your weight a little forward into your wrist and then slowly move your toes around to give yourself a little wrist massage. And then from here, slide your fingertips out. Take an inhale halfway with your fingertips on the ground if you can, and then exhale, fold. This time we're going to take our 2-piece fingers, so our pointer finger and our middle finger, wrap them around your big toes, and then pull your elbows out to your sides, bend your knees, and then lean your chest forward any amount. Again, it does not have to look like what I'm doing. The goal here is to just have a little bit of an anchor, which is your fingers around your toes, and to use that to pull you lower. I find a lot of release in the middle of the back when I do this, but yours might be somewhere different. So take another breath in and out. And then from here, release your toes. Again, inhale, halfway lift any amount. Exhale, fold. From here, toe heel your feet out again, preparing for Vinyasa squat. So toes off the mat, heels on. Start to reach your hips down again. For this variation, I want you to think of the same concept first, is to keep your hips slightly lifted, pressing the arms into the legs, legs into the arms. We're going to take just preparing us for some binding later. So your right palm can come down to the mat, and option for your left arm to reach up overhead. You can absolutely stay here if this is enough. Or if you want a little bit more of a intensity in a bind, you could reach your left hand behind your back. Option to stay here, or to take a full bind, reach your right arm around your front shin. Option, and then maybe it reaches for the other hand. So you're still lifting those hips slightly, you're still rotating your chest to the left, and you're still using those legs to press into your arms. Take 1 more breath in, and exhale out. Slowly release the legs and the hands, and we'll switch sides. Left hand comes in front of that left foot, and then I'm using my left arm to press into my left leg. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Option to stay right here, keep those hips lifted. Or come around for a half bind with the right hand, or a full bind, left arm reaching in front of that left shin. And wherever you are, you're lifting your hips slightly, you're rotating your chest a little to the right, pressing a part of the body into that left leg. Take 1 more breath in. And then exhale, slowly release, bring your palms back down to the mat, lift your hips, toe heel your feet in together. So toe mounts touch slight space between your heels. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. From here, bend your knees, reach your hips back for chair pose, Utkatasana. So in chair pose, I want you to think of reaching your hips back in space instead of down. So there's a different concept here. We want them to go back, chest to lift a little higher. And then bring your hands to those outer hips.
If they're probably not turned on right now, try to turn them on. You're gonna feel a slight tucking of the back, which we don't want too much of, but we want a little bit of it to get our outer glutes engaged and to get our sacrum, our hips engaged, or our sacrum and neutral spine. And then from here, you can reach your arms up overhead, shift your weight a little bit more back into your heels, and just breathe here. Allow for the burning sensation, allow for all that engagement, especially if it's new, to just feel okay. Coming back to that pacing of the breath we built here, even though it's getting difficult. Take 2 more. One more breath in. And then exhale, we're slowly gonna lower all the way down to our butts. So we're lowering our hips little by little. And then we'll come all the way to Navasana boat pose. So option to stay right here in Navasana with the arms extended, feet flexed and knees bent, chest pulling up towards the ceiling. Or option to come to a Ardha Navasana, lower halfway, palms to prayer at heart center. And wherever you are, you're here for 5 breaths. Building more heat, 4 breaths. Getting a little more core burn, 3 breaths. And shaking with me, 2 breaths. 1 more inhale. And exhale, lower everything onto the mat, let that go. Option to rock your knees side to side, release the low back. And then same thing as we started class with. Cross your ankles, reach your hands behind your hamstrings, rock up enough so that you can meet in down dog. Option to take a vinyasa to get there. And then right here, just come back to your breath. Inhale here. Exhale out. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, reach your right leg up. Again, lift your right leg and open your hip, and then bend your knee. Push the right heel towards the left side, so you're engaging that right glute. Option to stay right here or to flip your dog by stepping, oops, not on the counter, your right foot behind you. And then lift your hips up, right arm reaches back. And again, this is those stages where we start to listen to our body. So if this is not for you today, totally fine. There's no extra goal, extra prize at the end of this. When you're ready, right arm comes back down, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine. This time, bring your knee in towards your chest, press the ground away from you. Inhale, right leg reaches back and up. Exhale, knee to nose for 2. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose for 3. Pause. Step your right foot between your palms and then turn your back heel down, preparing for warrior 2. So back toes are going to turn in slightly. I'm going to actually turn around so I could see you guys. Back toes are going to turn in slightly, and then you'll reach your arms all the way up overhead, warrior 2. Bring your hands onto your hips, straighten your right leg, lift your right hip so it's now in line with the left, and then bend back into your right knee. But notice now where the knee's pulling in or out. And we want it to be right over that foot. So either activate your inner thighs to pull your knee out, or maybe your knee needs to go slightly in. And then once you're there, arms can reach back out to your sides. Gaze over your right fingertips. And then come back to that nice pacing of the breath that you built. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more breath. Inhale, flip your right palm, reverse warrior. Left arm reaches up and back, or right arm reaches up and back, left palm to back thigh. Keep that right knee bent as much as you can. And then exhale, we'll come to extended side angle. Right forearm to thigh, left arm reaching up towards the ceiling. Options here is to take a half bind again. So left palm reaching around the back, or maybe even grabbing for that right thigh. Or you can take a full bind. Right arm reaching underneath the leg, reaching for the back hand. And then same concept, you're pulling your collarbone up, you're rotating your chest to the left. And so again, these are levels, any amount. It's okay if you're not here today. Some days this does not feel good in my body and I won't do it. So just try to listen to yours. Just 2 more breaths.
One more breath. And then from here, we're all going to unwind a little bit and we'll meet back in that extended side angle. Left hand can come onto your left hip and then reach your right fingertips forward. I'm gonna have to scoot back on my mat to come to half moon. So you're gonna shift your weight onto your right leg. Left leg is gonna lift off of the mat, balancing here, opening those hips again. So same concept as we did in that down dog. Can you lift your left leg a little higher and engage your outer glute? Option to stay right here. Maybe your left arm reaches up towards the ceiling, or just slowly bend the left knee and reach for the top of the foot, grabbing for Chapasana. And you can press your foot into your palm, palm into the foot, and slowly open the hip a little more. And even here in these balancing poses, or especially in these balancing poses, can we come back to that pacing of our breath? The slow inhales and the slow exhales. From here, extend your left leg long if you're not already, half moon. And then bend both knees, reach the left palm down to the mat so your hips are now squared. Your left knee is going to do this little curtsy, so left knee behind the right leg. Inhale to lengthen the left leg up. Exhale to curtsy, left knee behind the right knee or calf. And lift your left leg up. One more time, exhale, left knee down, and then lift your left leg up, standing split again. Options here are to stay just like we were doing earlier with both palms on the mat, or you can reach your right hand behind your right calf muscle for a little more of a balanced practice. Come back to your breath wherever you are. One more breath in. And then exhale, left foot will come down and meet the right, and just shake that out. If your legs were burning, so are mine. All right. From here, your left hand is going to come onto your left hip. You're going to take those peace fingers and wrap them around your right big toe. Find something to focus on in front of you, and then slowly start to bend your right knee, balance on your left leg as you come to standing. And pause here. You don't have to do anything else but stay here if this is enough for you. One tip here to really focus on is to draw this left heel down. Feel yourself lengthen. Lengthen that spine first, and then maybe you reach your right leg out and extend it in front of you. Option to stay right here, or you can reach your right leg out to the right. Oops, I'm about to follow my counter. Option to stay right here, or you can bring your left leg back. Maybe you grab around for the outer edge of that right foot and reach your arm behind you. If that's not working, you can always grab for the outside of the right knee here. Take one more breath wherever you are. Try to stay through your exhale. And then inhale, inhale, reach both arms, both legs up. Following is totally fine. And then exhale, just bring the right foot down. Inhale, palms together, take a slight back bend. Exhale, fold forward over your legs, let that side go. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step your feet to plank pose. Optional vinyasa, you can lower halfway if you're taking it. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And just catch your breath again, come back to that pacing. Inhale here. And exhale out. And we'll take the other side. So inhale, left leg will lift. Stack the left hip over the right. Keep the leg straight first and lift the left leg a little higher. And then from here, bend the left knee. Press the left heel towards the opposite side of the room so you're engaging the glute a little more. And then again, option to stay here. You can slowly flip your dog. Be mindful of any objects around you if you're working with a small apartment too. And you're pressing especially that right hip up if you flipped your dog. And you're breathing still. And then we'll unwind. I'm going to turn around actually here. So you're going to bring your left leg back and up. And then exhale, knee to nose, round your spine. Inhale, left leg reaches back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach your leg back. Exhale, knee to nose, pause. Step your left foot between your palms. Start to turn your right heel down. Toes are still in for a 45-degree angle. And cartwheel your arms up, warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips. Straighten your left leg, lift your left hip so it's a little bit higher than the right and they're now in line. And then slowly bend your left knee again and notice where the knee is and pull it over towards the left heel. Arms can come back out to the sides, gaze over your left fingertips. And we come back to pacing. See if you can bend a little deeper into that left knee and see if you can actively pull them out apart with your feet and feel that engagement in the legs when you do that. Gaze over your left fingertips. 3 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Inhale, flip your left palm, reverse warrior. Left arm reaches up and back. Keep that integrity of the bend in the left knee. Exhale, extended side angle, left forearm to thigh. Right arm reaching up towards the ceiling. If you're staying right here, try not to put too much weight on this left forearm, but let your chest lift slightly. Engage those oblique muscles. If you're going for the bind, reach your right hand behind your back. Option to stay here with it, maybe grabbing the left thigh or taking the full bind. Reaching your left arm underneath you and interlacing the fingers if you can. Pull your chest forward. So I'd rather have you in a half bind. Sorry, my left eye's really burning. I'd rather have you in a half bind with your chest lifted than a full bind with your chest all the way down. So if you're in the full bind, your chest should be lifted and open. Stay for another breath in and another breath out. And then we're all gonna unwind, bring our right hand onto our right hip, crawl our left fingertips forward, and then come to a half moon. Balancing on that left leg, right hip stacks on top of the left, and then that right leg goes slightly higher. Feel that outer right glute turn on and engage. Our option to stay here with that right arm reaching up towards the ceiling, or taking that Chapasana. Bend your right knee, grab for the top of the right foot, press the foot into the palm, palm into the foot, a deep quad stretch, maybe even a hip flexor stretch for you. And you're coming back to that slow pacing of your breath. Oops, I'm about to fall. All right, on your next inhale, we'll all unwind to that half moon. Exhale, bring your right fingertips down, bend both knees, curtsy, right knee behind the left. Inhale to lengthen the right leg. Exhale, curtsy. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curtsy. And then inhale, lengthen to standing split. Right leg lifts. Both fingertips can stay down, or left hand can start to come for the left ankle. Keep leaning your chest forward. Right leg lifting higher, even though it's hard, I know. Take another breath in. And exhale, fold forward over the legs. Let that all go. All right, from here, right hand will come onto your hip. Left peace fingers will wrap around your left big toe. Gaze forward, and then slowly bend your left knee in towards your chest as you come to standing. Pause right here, draw that right heel down. Feel yourself lift taller first. And then from here, you can start to extend your left leg forward. Just maintaining balance, finding something to focus on in front of you that's not moving. Option to stay here to open your left leg out to the side. Option to stay there to grab for the outer edge of your left foot, reach your left arm back, or outer edge of your left knee. And then when you're ready, both arms reach up, left leg reaches up, and then step that left foot down. Inhale, palms together, take a back bend, let it go. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step your feet to plank pose. Optional vinyasa, you can lower halfway. Inhale to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath. And exhale. All right, on your next inhale, reach your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb tip. So it's still between your palms, but a little closer to your right palm. And then we're preparing for warrior 1 here. So turn your left heel down, toes out to a slightly 45-degree angle. Hips are gonna stay square to the front of the room, and then reach your arms up here for warrior one. Bend into your right knee. And then pull that right hip back, left hip forward. And can be a bit of an awkward pose, so it's okay if it feels that way in you. If your balance is off, you can try taking a wider distance in the legs, or you can bring your legs closer together this way as well. Try to relax your shoulders, wrap your arms inwards towards your ears. Take another inhale. On an exhale, reach your arms behind you, and first just actively reach. Pull those arms back in space. Allow the shoulder blades to move down the back away from the neck, and then interlace your fingers. So right thumb is going to come on top of the left. Let your knuckles pull back, and then arms actively pull outwards. Notice how your shoulders are moving down your back. I want you to keep this entire motion. As you inhale, option to take a slight back bend. Exhale for humble warrior. Lean your chest forward. Right knee inside of the right shoulder inside of the right knee. Head falling heavy. And try not to let your shoulders move up the back. Keep the shoulders pulling down. Option to stay right here. Or we're going to take a bind from here. So right elbow is going to hook underneath that right thigh. Left hand reaches around the back, and then you interlace your fingers. So we're coming to bird of paradise. This is another option to stay right here. Or you can step your left leg all the way forward. Start to slowly gaze forward and come to standing. And you can play around with this part too, and you can just stay right here. You don't have to straighten that leg. So same tip, draw that left heel down first, feel yourself lengthen. An option to stay right there. Or you can slowly extend your right leg up and out. That doesn't really do much for me though. This feels better to try to open up my chest. And if you had your leg extended, bend your knee, step your right foot back down, step your left foot back. We're coming out the way we came in. And then unwind, we're back in that humble warrior. From here, inhale, reach both arms up. Oops. Come high on your back toes. And then exhale, come to one-legged Tadasana. Let that right leg release. Left knee is into the chest. Ground down through the outer edge of your right foot. From here, bring your palms to heart center. And then reach your left ankle on your right knee for figure four. Press your hips back, just like we did in that chair pose. And then from here, bring your right hand, if you can, with balance, to the sole of your left foot. Press the foot into your hand, so you're engaging your left glute as you're bending back and strengthening it, or stretching it. You're just balancing here. And from here, you're slowly going to come back. One-legged Tadasana. Find your balance. Exhale, warrior three. Chest reaches forward, left leg reaches back. Just a transition here. Lift your chest a little more, left leg a little higher. And then exhale, fingertips down, take that curtsy. Left knee comes behind the right. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curtsy. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curtsy, and then let your left leg swing all the way through. I know it's a weird transition, but it's fun. And coming back to that Navasana boat pose. We have just this, and then we have it on the other side, and then we'll be cooling it down. From here, pull your chest up, and on an exhale, Ardha Navasana, we're going to come back and forth to each of them. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. 3 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. 1 more. Inhale, lift up. And then cross your ankles. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Option to take a vinyasa, or you can skip it. And I'm going to skip it because I've been talking this whole time. Come back to your breath. If you're done with your vinyasa, we all meet in down dog. Take a nice full inhale through the nose. Sigh it out the mouth, let it go. 1 more full inhale through the nose. Sigh it out the mouth, let it go. All right, guys, just 1 more side and then we'll cool it down. Inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb tip. Turn your right toes out. Hips square to the front of the room. Inhale, arms up, warrior 1. So again, bend into your left knee, pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Arms can reach up overhead. And again, options to take a wider stance if you need help with your balance, but just try to relax into the pose. Let your shoulders relax. Biceps can wrap inwards. Sorry, my dog. Hyperventilating again. He does it a lot. Is he okay? Yeah. All right, from here, inhale, reach your arms back behind you. Again, pull those fingertips back, shoulder blades draw down your back. And then when you're ready, interlace the fingers the opposite grip, so left thumb on top. Pull the knuckles back, let the arms pull away from each other, shoulders draw down the back. Inhale, option to take a back bend. Exhale, humble warrior. Let your left shoulder come inside of that left knee. And so, again, options here is to stay right here, work on that left leg burning if you want to. Or you're gonna reach around for a bind. Left arm comes under the left leg. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Another option is to stay right here. And again, your sides might be different, so this might be enough for you on this side. Or you're stepping your right foot forward, so your hips are in line. Gaze forward. Start to come standing on your right leg. Left knee comes up. Pause here. Draw the right heel down. Try to feel yourself lengthen. And you could pause here still, or you can slowly straighten that left leg. And I don't think the left side's working for me today, so I'm gonna stay right here. Inhale here. Exhale, will slowly come out. Left foot steps down. Right foot steps back. We unwind to that humble warrior. And then inhale, turn high on your back toes, arms reach up, high crescent lunge. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, right knee comes up into your chest. Exhale, figure four, right ankle crosses over your left knee, reach your hips back, just like we did in that chair pose. And options to stay right here with the palms at heart center, or left hand to the left sole of the foot. Press your foot into the palm into the foot. So you're creating some engagement, some resistance while you're reaching and stretching your right hip. Take another breath in and another breath out. One more. Inhale, come back up, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, warrior three for a transition. Chest reaches forward, right leg reaches back and up. One more inhale. Exhale, fingertips to the mat and curtsy on your exhale. Inhale to extend. Exhale, curtsy. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curtsy, pause, knee into chest. Come all the way to your butt. And one more time, guys, and then we'll cool it down. So starting in Navasana boat pose, reach your arms, extend them forward. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. We have four more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift. This time, exhale, lower. We're going to hover. Ardha Navasana for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Let that go. Lie on your back. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Just try to find that natural pacing again, the slow inhales and the slow exhales. And I've already been doing it, but you can rock your knees side to side if you need to. You can take any knee circles. And then when you're ready, you can interlace the ankles one more time and make your way to downward facing dog. If you're really craving one last vinyasa, feel free to take that vinyasa. If you're in down dog, we're just going to pause for 3 breaths. Inhale here. Exhale out. Inhale. And exhale. One more. We'll all meet in down dog. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, right leg is going to lift, but we're cooling it down, I promise. And then exhale, bring your right knee behind your right wrist. So we're coming to pigeon pose, but try not to go into it right away. Walk your left foot back so that you're on your left thigh a little bit more. And instead of letting yourself fold all the way as deeply as you can into it, I want you to stay lifted. So try to lift your chest, come onto your fingertips like you're pulling that left knee in, engaging the left quads and the right glutes. And maybe you can bring your palms to heart center. So you're feeling this engagement first. I'm shaking, so if you're doing it right, hopefully you're shaking. And you're just here for a couple more breaths. And then you can bring your fingertips down. Maybe you can crawl your left leg back a little bit more. Lengthen your spine on your inhale. And now you can fold forward on your exhale. Option to use your palms as a little rest for your forehead. And just allow yourself to relax here. On your next inhale, start to crawl yourself back up. Come to a downward facing dog. Take whatever you need. You can lift the right leg and open your hip if that feels good, or you can just pedal out the feet if that feels good as well. And then your left leg will lift. Exhale, bring your left knee behind your left wrist. Tuck your back toe a little bit further back so that you're on the top of your right thigh a little bit more. And then walk your fingertips back first. Start to act like you're zipping in your knees towards each other, so you're engaging the right front quad, left glute, and stretching that right hip flexor. Option, if you can, to bring your palms to your chest. And lift up and lengthen first. Couple more breaths. And then from here you can start to lower and let yourself relax into the pose. On your next inhale, start to crawl your fingertips back up. Tuck your back toes. Come back to downward facing dog, and then take what you need here, either opening the left hip or pedaling out your feet. And then from here, walk your feet forward so that you can ultimately come onto your back. So you'll swing your legs forward, scoot your hips forward, and then you can roll all the way down on your back. From here, bring the soles of the feet together, let your knees come open wide, and we'll come back to that 3-part breath that we were working on earlier. So you can start with one hand over the belly and one hand over your chest. If this isn't comfortable with the knees open wide, you can always stay with the knees facing up. And so from here, you're going to inhale again, feel the belly rise. Breathe in higher so the rib cage expands. Even higher so the chest rises, fingertips rise. Hold at the top. And exhale, let it all go. Inhale, same thing, 3-part breath. Let your belly rise. Let your rib cage expand. Let your chest rise. Hold at the top. And let it go. 2 more rounds. Inhale, belly rises. Rib cage expands. Chest rises. All the way up, hold at the top. And let it go. Last round, inhale, belly rises. Rib cage expands. Chest rises. All the way up, hold at the top. And let it go. Take one natural breath in. And out. Start to bring your knees back into your chest. And one last pose today will be happy baby. So you can bring your knees open wide, reach your arms in between your knees and grab for the outer edge of your feet. Pull your knees in towards each other. Option to stay right here, to gently rock side to side, or to straighten one leg and straighten the other leg. And then bring your Knees back together when you're ready, and give yourself a nice big squeeze. If you made it all the way this far in the video, props to yourself. Give yourself a big squeeze, a big hug, find gratitude. Bring your knee or your forehead up to your knees. Take a breath in. And then exhale, extend your legs long, extend your arms down at your sides for about a minute, Vinyasa. So allow yourself to rest here in silence and just give yourself this minute. Start to bring your awareness back to your body. And wiggle your fingers and your toes. And whenever you're ready, reach your arms overhead. Give yourself a long body stretch. And gently roll over to one side into a fetal position. Then press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Close your eyes once you get there. And bring your palms together at heart center. Take a slight bow of your chin. And thank you all so much for those who joined in, who've practiced with me, and I hope to see you all again soon. Namaste. Thanks everyone. Hope you have a good day.